Not on the field, court, or ice.
CWall.
You are on the couch. From DG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, CWall. Delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from the hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington Wizards, Caps, Bowie State.
My name's CWall, I'm a PG girl. Down for my skins, I don't know if you heard. If you like watching sports, then I am your girl. Sit down on the couch if you not on the field. Cold on the ice, picking any sport that you want. Know that I cover it tight. What would you like? From baseball to football and more. The list can go on the whole night. Big shouts out to my HBCU fam. Never forget who I am through the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. We gotta stay strong, so I stay 10 toes. Make the competition back. The way I kick it, make them mad, man. CWall and we live and direct. Sit back on the couch and relax. Come on.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Coaching from the Couch. This is your Washington football team update, and I am your host, CWall. As always, thank you all so much for tuning in. We always have a lot to discuss when it comes to this team. So I'm going to give you all an opportunity to jump right on in. Of course, we have to go through a list of just action items and things that need to get done before we get into everything that we have to discuss regarding the team. So I think everyone should know, once you check into the show, make sure you are hitting the love or like button so that we know you are absolutely here and tuned in. Also, make sure you are sharing this show with your, I think it's still safe to say it, Washington football team loving family and friends. Tag them in the show. Make sure you are sharing the show so they can enjoy this live discussion. I see folks checking in, and I actually have a live studio audience, so to speak, because if everyone's saying hello to my mom, she's up in CWall Studios along with my nephew. So want to make sure you all say hello to Mama Waller, and make sure you all are saying hello to my nephew as well. You guys, are you all checked in, and are you absolutely sharing this show to folks that have a lot to discuss and talk about? While you are still getting everybody geared up into watching the show, let's go ahead and do a feature from our sponsors. First up is Roof Max. Roof Max adds years of life to your current roof and saves you thousands of dollars. Only a fraction of the cost of a roof replacement, minority-owned and operated business servicing the DMV. Go to getroofmax.com for a free assessment. Shouts out to Roof Max. Now let's also do our features. We have one from the CWall store, Uplift Property Suite, and Modernish. And Modernish. And like I just mentioned, the CWall store with an update. Alrighty, Washington football fans, make sure You all are tagging everyone in. And I didn't even say hello. Did everyone check in? This is how I know I need you to check in. Like or love button. I do see the CWall team has checked in. Mazdak has checked in. Joy has checked in. I'm seeing Terrence Brooks, who absolutely said something that I think we're all going to want to remember. And that is the Washington football team needs a Christmas miracle. They absolutely do. And Eugene White, Cameron Mingo, make sure you all are tagging your Washington football team, loving family and friends, because we have a lot to discuss. So let's get right on into the conversation. You all know we play a game called, let me try to find it. What's your one word? What is your one word to describe how you felt after the Washington football team's loss to the Philadelphia Eagles? And while you all are dropping in your one word, let me say this. There was a bit of history made during this game that we absolutely have to acknowledge, and that is that Jennifer King became the first African-American female position coach in NFL history. We know that the team is going through a COVID outbreak, and the outbreak earlier this week hit the coaching staff hard, with 7 position coaches out. With running back coach Randy Jordan being out, that means Jennifer King took the helm for running backs coach and earned this right to become the first African-American female position coach in NFL history. You all make sure you are shouting her out, because listen, we're going to definitely go down into the weeds of all the things that went wrong about this game. One of the highlights that we cannot miss, that despite the dismal performance by the Washington football team, history was in fact made. Congratulations, Jennifer. We are so very proud of you. And that is absolutely amazing and awesome. Keep making history. Okay? Keep making history. So I'm seeing comments come through about what's your one word. I see Cameron Mingo said he was disappointed. Terrence Brooks said proud. Hey, listen, they put up a fight with folks we didn't even know their names. Frustrated. Listen, are there any other one word you want to make sure gets acknowledged on this show? Because we could definitely put that up so that everyone can see it. So listen, I saw everyone being a lot of people being a little hard on Garrett Gilbert. And I saw that JP. I hit the video so fast. I saw that JP Finlay posted that of Garrett leaving the field. And let me just say this. How do you think, what was Garrett's one word? A lot of frustration from folks. And I'm like, hey, listen, Garrett has not even been anywhere near this team or anybody else's in quite some time. Garrett tried. He absolutely tried. And I think that's what folks are missing. Everybody wants there to be a hero story. Absolutely. But the issue was not Garrett. The issue couldn't have been Garrett. He tried. And as Coach Rivera said in his presser, he absolutely battled. He did what he could. I'm going to tell you where the disappointment lied for me specifically, and that was with the defensive line. Here is what Jonathan Allen had to say in his after-game presser.
I mean, that's an excuse. That's what we're not going to do today, make excuses. They just play better than us, and really not much else to say.
players on the ground, what was it they were doing?
I mean, what weren't they doing? At the end of the day, I got to play better. If I play better, I give our team a better chance to win. If the defensive line plays better, we give our team a better chance to win. It's D-line. This game is on the D-line.
Did you feel any affection at all that because of getting gas tired off, you as a group or individual?
We're not going to do that. We're not going to blame COVID for what happened today. Defensive line play bad. I play bad. I'm going to be better next week.
So as comments are coming in, truly, I saw a comment, I think from Eagles running back Jordan Howard, I believe it was, that said that holes that wide in the NFL are just like, that just does not happen in the NFL. And yes, early on, the team absolutely was getting some good breaks, for sure. They were absolutely getting some good breaks, but they were getting rocked the entire game. And let's be very clear, the Eagles are not that good. They're not that good at all. But I said, okay, somebody has to rise to the occasion. And what ended up transpiring is that, and hey, listen, I can appreciate what Jonathan Allen said. Hey, and he went on to say they're not going to get into, COVID and injuries. Now, you know me, I do believe that is a factor. Whether or not people realize it or not, it is a factor, even for those players that came back to the team. The after effects of that is a factor. It's a factor. And I'm seeing comments come in from Wallace where absolutely, yes, Jonathan Allen gave the right answer. He did. As a player and as a leader on this team, he gave the correct answer for sure. It's on him. And they played putrid. It was terrible. So, yes, that's what you want to hear. But the gaping holes on defensive line, that was not good at all. We've consistently talked about the linebacker core. We're going to get to the linebackers a bit when we do the update on the COVID numbers for the team. But we absolutely needed them to be on point and fill those holes. I was shocked. I was truly shocked by seeing those holes. Like, I'm with Jordan Howard. I'm with the Eagles that said, that's not normal. That's not NFL material right there. That's a fact. I mean, there were wide open holes. And here was the thing that I was so, I'm just going to say it, disturbed about. I was truly disturbed because the Eagles had two of their starting offensive linemen out due to COVID. One went out on Sunday. The other one went out on Monday. Huh? Y'all are down two starters and the defensive line is playing like this? Now, let me go back to the COVID point. Sometimes there are after effects of COVID. And we know that there were several defensive linemen that were impacted. We know Montez Sweat. We know Jonathan Allen. Well, although Jonathan Allen said he was completely asymptomatic, but Jonathan Allen was impacted. Matt Ioannidis impacted at the last minute. Still don't really know why. Tim Settle didn't end up playing. We do know that James Smith-Williams was slated to play, but he was having issues with his asthma. Who knows what that was truly about? But I'm like, Casey Toohill, we know Casey Toohill was about with COVID as well. This was bad. And I really want to tell everyone to keep their eyes open on the fact that, hey, what they're saying about COVID and the potential long-term effects and long haulers, that might be a bit of what we're seeing. At the same token, it was clearly like some of the teams, they just weren't even there. It's like they weren't even there mentally. That was hard to see. That was really rough to see. And so we got it. Terrence hit the nail on the head when he said Christmas miracle. Christmas miracle. That's what this is boiled down to. Here's another thing that's interesting about the Eagles defense that I wanted to share. We know that earlier this week that all-pro guard Brandon Sheriff is now on the Washington football team's COVID list. Check this out. The Eagles generated a season high 51.5% team pressure rate, taking advantage of the fact that there's no Brandon Sheriff. Take a look at that. The first teammates to do so in a game since 2016. So we out here making history. And sometimes, hey, check this out. Sometimes we get frustrated with Brandon Sheriff. But he's truly made an impact that was notable for posting and for sharing. My challenge is, why wasn't the defensive line, Washington's defensive line, able to make such an impact themselves, given the Eagles had 2 starting offensive linemen out? It's something to talk about. Something absolutely to talk about. Let's go back and even continue to just, that's defensive line. And we know we've all had complaints and talked about the linebacker position being not as strong as the others, being a weak link on defense. The defensive backs were already down without having Kendall Fuller and without having Cameron Curl. My goodness, you could tell the difference because Cameron Curl, he's pretty solid and pretty good at covering tight ends. He's helped to kind of fill that gap, not perfect, far from perfect, but he has helped to fill that gap on defense a bit. And my, oh my, was he missed against the Eagles. His presence was definitely known. Now, you started to look during the game, William Jackson out, Landon Collins went out. William Jackson stayed out, right? Landon Collins came back, but he was visibly injured. So I don't know what this means. We're going to do some more conversation and more talking about what does this mean for the team? What does this mean for the team? Ron Rivera has shared in his presser that he would be extremely disappointed if this team did not make the playoffs. Technically, the team has to win out. They have to win out. But let's talk about this to even have a chance. Because after that, check this out. After that loss, check this out. An 8% chance to make the postseason, right? Take a look at this. And yes, we know that anything can happen any given Sunday. But it's not like, the COVID list is decreasing. But I absolutely do want people to consider the potential that some of these players are truly struggling with some of the after impacts of the virus that we've heard people say are very real. Very, very real. So let me see, because I'm trying to check here and check comments as well and see. Okay, I see a comment here. Yeah, we got to try to see what happens with the team. I think this is as of like right now. We all talking right now, so who knows if somebody else has ended up on the COVID list, because every day it's something. As I mentioned earlier in the show, we know that the coaches are on there. Right now, it has been announced. I mentioned that the Eagles had 2 starters that were on there. Now it was announced earlier that their head coach is now positive with COVID and had symptoms, right? And we're talking about a lot of these people that are fully vaccinated that are going through this, right? So if you haven't heard, so this is the remaining list. Like I said, as of right now, it's ever changing. Earlier this week, Brandon Sheriff is on the COVID list as of earlier today. Now, linebacker Cole Holcomb, a position group that was already challenged, to say the least, already not as strong as we would all like them to be and like them to see, will potentially be down, right? Potentially be down a player. going up against the Dallas Cowboys on this holiday weekend. It's something to think about. It's something to consider. It's something to be like, wow, because here's the thing. While Coach Rivera did share that one of the quarterbacks is trending upward in his numbers in terms of viral load, in terms of how much COVID he has in his system. He didn't say both. He said one. And let me go back. Let me further put some things into perspective for you all. Let me share this list again. Kyle Allen went on the COVID list the same day as Cam Sims, Matt Ioannidis. I think Sammy's went on the list that same day as well. And those individuals were able to test out. Right? What does that mean when you test out? That means you have a low enough percentage of the virus in your system that you're not contagious, and you can test out when you are fully vaccinated. So that means Kyle Allen still has a good enough, and maybe he's the quarterback that's trending upwards since he's been in COVID protocols for a full week now, right? But that's something to be thinking about. That's something to be thinking about and to consider, because you never know and you never can tell. Listen, I'm definitely thinking in terms of there's more of this conversation will happen in the weekly DC Sports Update when we have that conversation. But this is absolutely a time where, I mean, it is no good time to get COVID. It's no good time to have a COVID outbreak. So let me be clear on that. But the defensive line can't play like they did because they essentially have all their people back. They cannot play like how they just did against the Philadelphia Eagles. That's an absolutely not. Depending on who the quarterback is at this point, I'm just like, hey, I'm just going to keep saying with huge Washington football fan, Terrence Brooks said, and that was Christmas miracle. Christmas miracle, seriously, because the odds are absolutely against the Washington football team. I know it was mentioned, maybe I hadn't mentioned this to you all yet. We're talking the injury list as well. J.D. McKissick is on IR. This is his first time hitting IR, so we have to be on there for at least 3 weeks. But what this also means is that the team will not have J.D. McKissick for the remainder of the regular season. In this game as well, we know that Antonio Gibson, that turf toe injury that had him out a lot last season, looks like it's back. Looks like it's back. I don't know, you all. I'm not sure what to say about that. And hey, I get what Jonathan Allen is saying, and I'm on board with what he's saying because the defensive line was terrible, right? But COVID and injuries do play a factor. And as I've said on this show before, it's hard to expect a team to win football games when you're dealing with third and fourth strings and people that just came, off their couch, from coaching from the couch, and said, we're going to go ahead and do this thing. I'm going to go ahead and be the quarterback of a National Football League team. It's hard to win games when the odds are stacked against you like that. You can do what you can, but then it goes back to the point of, sure, it was great to have that surge after the bye, but where could the team potentially have gone? And I'm sitting here looking now to see, because I think we got some Pro Bowlers on the team, and that would be absolutely breaking news as you all are watching this. It looks like Brandon Sheriff and Jonathan Allen, a bit of good news, breaking news. Jonathan Allen and Brandon Sheriff were voted and have been selected to the 2022 Pro Bowl. Give them a shout. Hit the like or love button. Just give them a congratulatory remark, because y'all thought it was going to be something bad. I thought so too. But That's some good news. That is some positive news that both Jonathan Allen and Brandon Sheriff have been selected to the Pro Bowl. That's good. That's good. That means they're being recognized. I'm going to go back to a point. Like I said, okay, that's why I kept my phone out, because I said, I don't know if anybody else is going to land on the COVID list or what's happening. You never can tell sometimes. Let me see. Did Trustway make it? I'm still looking. They have several on the alternate list. So again, new news, breaking news. Jonathan Allen selected. This is his first Pro Bowl, and he is starting defensive tackle. That's good. That's awesome. Hey, listen, he's been showing improving. I ain't mad about it. He's been showing improving for certain. Now y'all got me looking. I'm looking at this. This is what I do. So I'm looking as everything is happening. So the following Washington players were named Pro Bowl alternates for the NFC. Y'all got this. Tressway is a second alternate. Cameron Cheeseman is a third alternate. Antonio Gibson, DeAndre Carter, and Terry McLaurin Antonio Gibson, DeAndre Carter, fourth alternates. Terry McLaurin, fifth alternate. So that was all breaking news. That all just happened. Okay. Washington football team has 2 Pro Bowl starters in Jonathan Allen and in Brandon Sheriff. Okay. Alternates include Tressway, second alternate, Cameron Cheeseman, third alternate, Antonio Gibson and DeAndre Carter are fourth alternates, and Terry McLaurin, fifth alternate. So shout out to them, because they came through, that information came through right before a drag did. And that's good, because we have to be positive. And that's some positive news, right? That's some positive news. And it goes back to the point I was making earlier when I was showing the next gen stat tweet about Brandon Sheriff and how Brandon makes mistakes. But hey, listen, those types of things aren't happening. What the Eagles were able to do to the Washington football team, what the Eagles defense was able to do, that stuff doesn't always happen. Not when Brandon Sheriff is out there. It's important to make that note. And it's important to make the note that Jonathan Allen and Brandon Sheriff are revered by their peers as Pro Bowl starters. That's big. That's big, you all. So shout out to them. Congratulations to them. You all heard that news here first, right? And if you're on Twitter, you might see it now coming through. But that was fun to be able to share with you all straight up live. You see how that rolls with some Pro Bowl breaking news. That was cool. So listen, back to upcoming game. Let's think about the potential for some bold predictions against Dallas. What can happen? The team is definitely more depleted than they were when they played Dallas the first time. So this is something that we're going to keep our eye on, and we're going to continue to talk more about it. Okay, we're going to talk more about it. You all, we have come to the close of the show. Make sure you are still catching the show every Friday. Coaching from the Couch, DMV Sports, Coaching from the Couch, the Washington football team update. If you have Fios, that's channel 11. If you have Xfinity, that is channel 77. Make sure you are tuning in, as well as following all the CWall Sports and Entertainment Facebook pages. You all know you can catch me always, everywhere on the internet for certain, okay? So you guys listen, more to come as always, and I will be seeing you guys again soon.
You're not on the field, court or ice. You're on the couch. From DG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, CWall. Delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from the hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington.